hold up, I am on my way. I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video. As you probably guess, it is Christmas themed and it's also food themed, which how can you not love it? So today I'm going to show you 2 recipes. These are going to be Christmas cookies, so I thought these would be great. It's basically like a healthy alternative that you can bring to your family party or just any Christmas event. They are like gluten-free, refined sugar-free, dairy-free. I've got some vegan options for you too, and they also like taste amazing. Before we get into the recipes, I wanted to tell you guys about my ebook, Find Your Healthy, a beginner's guide to intuitive eating plus healthy living recipes. Very long title. Anywho, if you like these sorts of recipes that I'm showing you, you're going to love my ebook. There's so many amazing recipes for exactly things like family or festive events. Like I'll chuck a couple on the screen. Like there's this really amazing cheesecake, really perfect for summer. There's cookies, there's slice, and then there's also really good sort of savory dishes too. I just wanted to remind you about that if you were looking for a bit of inspo with just having a healthy alternative. Don't get me wrong, I don't not have the real thing, but I personally like my recipes better because they're nutrient dense and I don't feel lethargic or sick after I eat them, whereas I usually do if I eat crap processed treats. Also, I realized that like on Instagram, I did like Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday sales, and I didn't really mention on here because I don't know, I probably just thought in my head that everyone from YouTube follows my Instagram, but I know that's not the case. I wanted to offer you guys also a discount code for 30% off my ebook. Comes down to like $17, which is crazy because it's 140 pages. So the second part is recipes, and then the first part is information in regards to intuitive eating, body image issues, finding your healthy but without the obsession. So I think that also might be a really good read over Christmas time. I will leave my discount code and the links and all that jazz in the description, but let's get into the cooking. First up, we're making sugar cookies. I literally just like scribbled a recipe down. That's how I make all my recipes. So first up, we're going to mix the dry ingredients. 1 cup of almond meal, 1/4 cup of coconut flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So that is it for the dry ingredients, and just mix that so it's all mixed together. Next up, we're doing the wet ingredients. 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean extract or vanilla essence. Oh, that was not 1 teaspoon. So a little bit over 1 teaspoon. Now I'm using 1 egg, but if you want a vegan option, use a flax-meal egg, which is just flax meal and water.
We'll be chilling and having a good time.
1/4 cup of maple syrup. If you don't want to use maple syrup, free to use any other like sort of sweetener that you prefer. But if you do use maple syrup, make sure that it is 100% maple syrup with no hidden sugars. Then 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Make sure it is melted. And then mix that all together. Then you want to combine the dry and wet ingredients together.
I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna
So the next step I do is I put coconut sugar just on top. So I just chuck coconut sugar on top, but if you don't want to, or if you're sort of like really watching what you eat, probably don't put it on top, because even though coconut sugar is a healthy alternative, it is still a sugar, so you can just skip that if you want.
I can barely find the time to sleep.
So we are making a healthy alternative to a jam drop, which is one of my favorite biscuits, cookies of all time. So I'm super excited to make these, and I feel like they're just really cute because they're red, so it feels festive.
I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
You want to bring the raspberry mixture basically to boil, but not like so it's bubbling, just I'll show you right now because it's just started boiling. So as you can see, there's a few little bubbles. So now I'm going to turn it down really low so it can simmer. So I've got it on about 2, and I'm gonna let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now we're doing the biscuits. I'm going to do the dry ingredients first and then the wet ingredients. And yes, I'm using the same bowls, don't judge me. Basically the same ingredients, and I don't have any more. First up, we are doing a 1/4 cup of coconut sugar.
I'm gonna play those carols that you love.
We're going to do a 1/4 cup of coconut flour.
The sun comes up.
We're going to do a 1/4 cup of almond meal.
This year
Half a teaspoon of baking powder.
by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be?
And then for the wet ingredients, I'm going to do 2 big tablespoons of peanut butter, 1 egg. Like I said previously, if you don't want to use egg and you want a vegan option, use flax egg.
Oh, la, la, la,
1/4 cup of maple.
oh, la, 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 la.
And a teaspoon of vanilla essence.
Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with
And then I'm just going to mix that together.
just you and nobody else.
Now it looks a bit wet, so I'm just gonna add in a tiny bit more of coconut flour, probably 2 tablespoons.
You and me, hang by the fire.
That's better. It's forming more of a dough-like consistency.
I've been longing to hold you close, forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Whoa, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my
I really overestimated the raspberries. In my head, I had that because raspberries, when they cook, they get smaller, that I'd need like double the amount of mixture. But I literally only used 1/4 of that mixture. So yeah, my bad. But that's kind of like my cooking is very like I estimate and I guesstimate. Obviously the recipes in my ebook were tried and tested numerous times. I am going to put the recipe in the description bar, and I'll make sure it's half of the recipe I made just because there's so much left over. You'll probably still have a bit left over, and I suggest you use it as jam because it's just like raspberry jam.
making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights, so you should come back home.
So you can use any nut butter, but I chose peanut butter because I love peanut butter and jelly. And oh my god, it works so well.
Singing of it.
I'm actually obsessed. So good. And the sugar cookies are so delicious because they're so simple and so sweet. I cooked mine for 10 minutes and I feel like they're a little bit overcooked, so I'm gonna put 8 minutes in the directions. I'm gonna put both recipes in the description bar for you. Like I said at the start of the video, if you do want to grab my ebook, which has so many more of these types of healthy alternative recipes, make sure you use the code YouTubeFam and that will give you 30% off the ebook. And that's like a little Christmas present for you guys. Just thank you for the support throughout the year. And if you do make these recipes and you put them on Instagram, make sure you hashtag GSNourish because I love reposting. Oh my god guys, these jam drops, seriously.
Making our Christmas.
Mmm.
Yeah, seize all the good times with you.